99.3 Nigeria Info. This is the nation's #1 talk news and sports radio station. We're broadcasting live from our audio-visual studios right here in Itamiya Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. My name is Maryann Okon. This is Hard Facts. On today's Big Hard Fact, we're talking about the PDP. I'm still waiting for my guest to join. He is the Deputy National Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party. Now, it's not just about Atiku anymore, if you ask me. The real question is, what's left of the PDP? Can the party still stand as a national opposition force, or is it simply buying time till 2027? Today on the Big Hard Facts, I'm going to be speaking with the PDP's Deputy National Publicity Secretary, Abdullahi Ibrahim, as we go beyond Atiku's exit, obviously, and talk about what is going to be happening within the party now that Atiku has left the party. Who's in charge now? What about Wike, Makinde, Bala Mohammed? Can the PDP take on the APC, even the ADC now that has come out to say they are, a third force of sorts and a coalition with many of its aggrieved members, many of his members being aggrieved members of the APC and the PDP, all filing out in their numbers into the ADC. Is Nigeria's oldest opposition party even ready for 2027, or is it already fading? That's the question that we're asking, and I'm being joined by the PDP's Deputy National Publicity Secretary, Abdullahi Ibrahim. He joins us now via Zoom from the FCT. Mr. Ibrahim, it's so good to have you join us. Welcome to the show. Can you hear me? I think you're muted. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, lovely. Would like to get your video because we're streaming live. By the way, we're live on facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're also live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. Let's start with the obvious, Atiku Abubakar. He had, whether we like it or not, dominated PDP's presidential aspirations since 2007. Now he's effectively stepping aside. And the bigger question is, who's the PDP's clear front runner, or is the party leaderless right now?
Well, the party cannot be leaderless. It never was throughout the 27 years of its existence. We have had leadership from inception at formation in 1998, and it's always the national chairman that leads the party alongside the other members of the National Working Committee. Mm-hmm. And so that has been the tradition, and that has been the trend in all political parties throughout the globe. And so as we speak, PDP is with a leader, that is the acting national chairman, inspiring the others who are his colleagues, and one of them, my humble self, you are speaking with together. We are steering the ship of the PDP as NWC. And so with Atiku Abubakar leaving, it's only a confirmation that people can come and leave, but a political party will remain. And just after his exit a few days back, more than a handful have joined, those who felt his inclusion or membership was afflicting their inclusion. And so now they have come all out. And increasingly, we keep getting people talking to us that we have done the right thing, even though we were not the ones who asked him to go, but we seem to be receiving commendation on ending as to allowing the exit of Atiku Abubakar just so they can fit in proper, as though he was a clog on the wheel of progress for them.
Are you saying he was a clog on the wheel of progress for the PDP?
No, that is what it appears with the call of many people who are joining the party in torrents now, and those who
Mr. Abdullahi, can you hear me? I think that we're having a little connection issue there with our guest. In case you're just joining us, we're talking about internal party issues with the PDP. Of course, 2027 on the front burner for every political party. The agitations, the movements, everyone's wondering what is the face of the PDP. Okay, Mr. Abdullahi, we have you back. We lost you for a few seconds. I guess it's your connection. I have had conversations over and over again with you on this show, on television, about the PDP over the years. And there's a constant question that people continuously ask me after they listen or watch these conversations, especially on the radio where I get feedback immediately. Has the PDP learned anything from the internal fracas that it had, which cost you, of course, 2023? Or are we seeing a historical repeat of it as 2027 approaches? Well, now we know that, the cracks within the party have been there before 2023, but have you learned anything from it? With the Board of Trustees and the meetings that you've had with NEC, with the Governors Forum, we've seen agreements saying that, the party is going to come back as a formidable one, but have you learned your lesson?
Oh, that's about it. There's no day a human being will not be learning lessons from their doing and undoings, from their action and inactions, from their commitment to life. And as an organization, indeed, PDP has equally learned her lessons, and some of them very bitter lessons, rightly so, because if you recall, in the course of several interviews, like you did say earlier, I mentioned to you in few of the interviews that yes, in admission, we have made some mistakes, and those mistakes, one of them was the 2023 decision of our presidential candidate then, the same Atiku Abubakar, to have taken the decision he took. But you were not expecting us as a party to denounce his decision or to, disagree with him openly, as some of us did inside. We did disagree with him in his choice of the running mate for the vice president. That was clearly because we saw the implication of leaving an Nyesom Wike in the park to go for the then governor of Delta State, Okowa, who many believed, even in the committee that was set by the same Atiku Abubakar to recommend a running mate for him, since 2019, he was accused of taking unilateral decision in his choice of running mate. Mm-hmm. You will recall then he took the former governor of Anambra State, Peter Obi, and then a lot of persons came out to say that it did not follow wide consultation. The decision was more or less unilateral, by Atiku Abubakar. So in 2023, in trying to, refrain from that tendency, he said he put a committee in place, and a committee of about 19 persons. 15 out of this 19 recommended Nyesom Wike to be his running mate, but he flouted that recommendation and still went with the man that came the third in the recommendation, because there was a list of 3 persons: Nyesom Wike of River State, Emmanuel Udom of Akwa Ibom State, and then Okowa of Delta State, in that order. Mm-hmm. And even the voting went in favor of these persons in that order. Nyesom Wike had 15 out of the 19 persons going for him. 1 person dissented, and then 2 others went for Okowa. So I would not see any rationale for Atiku Abubakar to now go against the recommendation that he sought and got. And so some of us came all out and disagreed with the decision, and that's why a few of us identified with the G5, because we saw the G5 as expressing a just cause, as struggling to justify the zoning arrangement that PDP had at formation in 1998, which was a rotational agreement, but not codified in our document. But then we had it on the assumption that nothing was going to go wrong. If the South would hold the power for a period of 8 years, it was only rational for the North to have it also for a period of 8 years. So at inception, you will recall Obasanjo ruled the country for 8 years. And then in 2007, the North had it when the late Yar'Adua succeeded Obasanjo, until nature took its course. And the then Vice President, Goodluck Jonathan, altered the equation, rightly too, because that's what the Constitution provides. And so he took over. And that was where PDP started getting its problem. But then, suffice to say, at some point in 2015, when we lost power, it was only natural for wisdom to prevail by allowing a resetting of the, way things are done. And then that's why some of us did not see why, even in 2019 and 2023, when Atiku Abubakar got the chance, he will not be able to do the right thing for us to win the election. Because Mary, come to think of it, Maryann, The simple truth is that a very serious political party with a presidential candidate of Atiku's experience would have won that election for us in 23, because all odds were in favor of PDP. That there was an APC that has, brought Nigerians on its knees, that has, taken the country back to Stone Age, where we started. A country that was grappling with inflation, insecurity, and all what have you. And so it was for PDP to say clearly, oh, you people were fairly better until 2026, where you conceded, in an election, even before counting was over. You accepted, you had a gentleman president who could have rigged that election, like you and I know. But he accepted, he said, yes, we lost the election. Nigerians are done with us. They wanted something different. And so here is your country. I'm giving it to the victor. Before official announcement by INEC, we accepted the loss, congratulated the victor, and then called him over, for transition. That's what you have in very serious political party if democracy is truly what we are pursuing. But we saw the desperation that followed 4 years later when Atiku Abubakar supposedly won that election in 2019, but the late president, Muhammadu Buhari, said, no way. They deployed all the arsenals at their disposal to ensure that we were rid of that election. It was repeated in 2023. But then one would have expected us not to have done the mistakes we also made in-house. Why should we lose Kwankwaso? Why should we lose Peter Obi? Why should we also lose 5 governors led by Nyesom Wike and still turn around to tell Nigerians we wanted to win that election?
Did you actually lose those governors, or the governors were in your party working against your party? Because I was waiting for you to land to piggyback on what you said, that's why people like you supported the G5 governors. You supported a group of people who worked within your party to destroy it. And as we speak right now, your party is still healing. And I don't know how long that's going to take.
That's not exactly correct, Maryann. These guys in question, a week to the election, were still willing to support the PDP. They were acting out of frustration because, like I did say earlier, there was this gentleman arrangement of the zoning. The South and the North were expected to have this zoning, rotational presidency. If the North is able to have it, it only behoves on the North to concede it the next time for the South. But then we flouted that zoning arrangement. When in 2015, Atiku Abubakar was in the race. In 2011, he was in the race. In 2007, he was in the race. And then in 2019, the South was asking for that opportunity. He was still in the race and he got the ticket. And then he was not able to placate the other members of the party, particularly the South. And this was the undoing. And so some of us were saying, no, if you must have it, then you have to reach out enough to be able to assuage the frayed knives. This was the problem. It's not as if these persons just felt they should go against the party and they went against the party. They were misgiving. Their misgiving was justified. They wanted us to adhere to the arrangement that we have always maintained, North-South, dichotomy. So this was it.
Let's move away and talk about the elephant in the room, Wike. I mean, you have but said it in plain terms that you somewhat condone. So I will put it straight to you. Do you condone the actions and the behavior of the FCT minister within your party? I mean, he is a PDP minister working for an APC government. Are you quietly tolerating this, or have you and him accepted that, look, he's functionally no longer in the party, even though he shows up for all of your meetings and has said many times and can be quoted, the evidence, I mean, we can see so many evidence about him saying he's going to deliver yet again for the APC in 2027. Why are you quiet about Wike's position within your party?
That will not be a correct narrative, Maryann. We've been speaking, and only a couple of days ago, in many of these media organizations, I've spoken about Wike, Nyesom Wike, condemning him for taking such a decision and for speaking in the manner he kept doing, which is that he will support the APC in 2027 and still remain a faithful member of the PDP. I have said it at the risk of sounding reputational, That was unbecoming, that was unreasonable, that was not a decision the party, welcomed, and we have not accepted that. We have condemned that. We have criticized, except we are expected to come in the public and have him flogged before Nigerians. Otherwise, whatever it is that we are expected to do to reprimand him for that remark, we've done so. And
have you? Because I had Chief Bode Judge the last time, and I asked him directly, would you recommend that the PDP excommunicates the FCT minister? And he said that's what he would recommend if he went to a BOT meeting. But does the PDP have the guts to actually remove Wike or ask him to leave the party? Do you have what it takes to do that?
No, we sure do. It is the reason we have.
Why is it taking so long then?
You see, we give people the benefit of the doubt. A committee was in place, not just for Wike alone, for the many that petitions were received against. We have set committees in place. One of them headed by an elder statesman, Chief Tom Ikimi from Edo State. Tom Ikimi was former national chairman of the NRC and the former minister of foreign affairs in the days of Abacha. And an elder statesman like that should be with the clout and the personality to be able to effect the necessary discipline that will come. And the committee is peopled by distinguished Nigerians, some of them ministers, governors, senators, and what have you. Now, that committee is to discipline erring members of the party that were found to have involved themselves in anti-party. Then one of the committees, at the same time, they were simultaneously inaugurated, is that of reconciliation. We also put another committee headed by former governor of Ondo State, Olagunsoyin Oyinlola. These committees were expected to, as you investigate, you discipline, and then you reconcile the feuding members of the party so we can have a direction going forward. Of course, we have received a lot of bashing as leadership. Why shouldn't we just wax the stick and get Wike? Wike is not the only one, and it's not as.
I want to beg. I want to crave your indulgence. Just hold that thought. We'll continue on Wike, but we have to go on a quick break. We'll be right back. It's still Hard Facts 99.3 Nigeria Info.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
I don't know, man. These days, all you hear is save, invest, save, Wait, how do you guys find this money? Is it not someone that is settled that will have money to save and invest? And even if I manage to invest or save, the interest rates are so low. And one can lose money in all these crypto, NFT, blockchain, and so on.
Introducing Fund 724. It's a simple solution to all your money goals. With as low as 1,000 Naira or that urgent 2K in your pocket, you can start saving with Fund 724 and earn solid returns on your investment. And you can withdraw your money from your account for free. Anytime you like, just dial *724# on your mobile phone and follow the prompt.
Oh, so no need to download an app or join a long queue.
Dial *724# now to get started. Fund 724 is available 24/7. Guarantee Trust Fund Managers is a subsidiary of Guarantee Trust Holding Company PLC and regulated by the Securities and Exchange Commission.
Mr. Teacher, please, what happens when children come to school? How is it that they leave home very neat and return looking so different?
Non-stop action, ma. All the learning and sports burn energy. So those sweat stains, dirty uniforms and shoes, they show that your kid has been very active.
Now, wow.
Your kids need nourishing energy. Give them Milo at breakfast. It has nutrients that support energy release to help them get the most out of their day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo. Little body, big moves. Little brain, big learning. Your little child is eager to do big things. Every sachet of Cerelac Junior comes with the nutrition they need: natural grains, protein, and iron to support their physical growth, learning, and development. So you can fully enjoy your little one's big moments of growth.
Okay, so this is your total. Do you need anything else?
Yeah, I would like to pay for the person at the back. In fact, add 1 pack of Malta Guinness.
Guy, I won't give you my number. Why are you paying for me?
I just feel like doing good. I don't need a reason to share goodness.
Goodness is not just an expression, it's a way of life. So share the goodness with someone today.
Bro, one for me too, Abby.
Yes, so 1 cold Malta Guinness for you too.
Malta Guinness. Enjoy a world of good.
All right, class, settle down. Today, let's talk about how you started your day.
We got dressed and had pancakes with John Vance 3-in-1 chocolate for breakfast.
My mom makes John Vance 3-in-1 chocolate for us too.
My mom calls it instant goodness. My sister and I always put it inside our pap. It's so yummy.
John Vance 3-in-1 chocolate is a chocolate drink made of rich cocoa, milk, and sugar. Available nationwide in stores. John Vance 3-in-1 chocolate. Enjoy instant goodness.
In the kitchen game, there are players and then Agba Ballers, MVP, Player of the Year, 10-0, no rival. Become an Agba Baller with the new improved Maggi chicken flavor, made with a flavorful formation of onions, celery, turmeric to bring out your top game in the kitchen. Elevate the taste of your everyday dishes with delicious rich chicken flavor. Oh yeah, let's go.
New Maggi chicken flavor, my game changer.
Looking for ways to save your data? It starts with your apps. Deleting unused apps helps, but there is more. Most apps have data saver modes. Activate them to control data usage. You can also go to settings to turn off auto updates. Lastly, close unused apps to save data when you ain't using your apps. These changes can make a big difference. For more information, visit your mobile operator's website or consumer.ncc.gov.ng for more helpful tips. Stay connected and enjoy smarter data usage. This message is brought to you by the Association of Telecom Operators and Nigerian Communications Commission.
It's amazing how your child grows up before your eyes. Enable their thriving development and the care they need with the new NanKid 4 with HMOs to support your child's development, probiotics to help your child's digestion and development, and high-quality proteins to support age-appropriate growth. And all of these work together to support your child's development and growth today and tomorrow. NanKid 4. Nourish your child's potential.
See, everybody with him own wahala. Every day comes with its own version of challenges, and you have to be ready to face them, because only then can you move on to the next. That's why I never miss my breakfast. Scratch that. My peak breakfast, with the nutrients and energy I need to face each day, one challenge at a time.
Every day is a good day to power on with a peak breakfast. Have you had your peak? Reach for your peak.
Success is like a big mansion. You only see the magnificent edifice, not the strong foundation that holds it. Likewise, in the world of e-payments, you only see transactions done and funds remitted. But who pioneered these financial technology solutions? Well, you knew it as Value Card, now Unified Payments, Nigeria's premier financial technology service provider. Yes, it starts here. Find out more at www.up-ng.com.
Unified Payments, unifying businesses for people.
Feeling under the weather? Tired of getting sick? Immunase from Vitabiotics can help. Immunase is a supplement packed with vitamins and minerals like vitamin D, zinc, and selenium that support your immune system. With Immunase, you can boost your natural defenses and fight infections, reduce your occurrence of illnesses, enjoy faster recovery, and better energy levels. Immunase from Vitabiotics, trusted partner to keep you healthy. Available at pharmacies near you.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
This is Hot Facts on Nigeria Info 99.3 FM. My name is Shego Arinze.
99.3 Nigeria Info. 32 minutes gone past the 5 o'clock hour. We're still talking on the big hat facts. Looking at, of course, The future of the People's Democratic Party, the exit of Atiku Abubakar. What is in store for 2027? Who will be the flag bearer? Maybe it's a bit too early for us to be asking those kinds of questions, but what is the next step for the People's Democratic Party? And joining me is the Deputy National Publicity Secretary for the People's Democratic Party, Ibrahim Abdullahi, joining us via Zoom. Now, before we went on that break, we're still talking about Wike. And, you keep insisting that you do not have to flog him in public. But then the whole world is watching and wondering to themselves, does the PDP have what it takes to oust Wike? And if you have kept him for this long, does it mean that you've lost your steam?
Well, this question is the $1 million question, because the more we try to respond on this question, the more we get asked about it. The honest fact is that we have reprimanded him times without number. And if you go through my interviews, there are several of them with the Arise TV, there are several with AIT, there are several with TVC and even NTA. I did mention in several of them, and my colleagues are doing same, that we are not in agreement with him. Channels took my last interview and they kept harping on this same issue. Wike. We did not build the PDP for Wike. Wike is not in the position to hold the PDP to ransom. The honest truth is that we're doing the best we can in the circumstance to ensure that everybody has fair hearing in the way and manner we are going to discipline them and to run the party. It's not a military organization. It's a political organization that is governed by civil rules and the rules of engagement, decorum, and all what you expect in a civic organization. So we're going it the way we are expected to go. A committee is in place. We have to weigh his significance in the party against his sins to be able to see if indeed it will be justified to just get rid of them. Because one of the problems PDP contended with before this present leadership, in the days of Ayu, it used to be slamming the sledgehammer on our members. You wake up every morning on a slim allegation that is not justified. A member is fired. We cannot run a political party that way. Otherwise, we will wake up one day and realize nobody is left in the party. So we have learned since then to say, oh, fine, if sins are received, if allegations are received, if petitions are received against any of our members, then we subject this to review. And then if it is so heavy that the NWC alone cannot take that kind of decision, then we call a committee and we table it before NEC, which is the highest decision-making of the body. And NEC will now give the outright recommendation. As I speak to you, NEC has not decided in that direction for us to fire Wike. And NWC is not in the position alone to do so.
Okay.
You understand? So we're trying to trade cautiously. But once we receive the report of the committee, these two committees I earlier referred to, discipline and reconciliation, we will certainly take the right decision, which is crossing the bridge ultimately.
Lovely. For those who are watching, we're live on facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. Those who are listening to us from the diaspora, you want to be part of the conversation, you can call us live on WhatsApp at 08095975805. Now, let's talk about the internal party crisis that you've had over time and your party structure as we speak. Many Nigerians, and I hear a lot of this from my callers, that the PDP is now fragmented, overly reactive, and undisciplined. How would you respond to those people who are saying that the PDP is no longer a viable opposition and a force that Nigerians can reckon with?
Well, the way I will answer you is the way you have to look at Nigerians, the same Nigerians admonishing the PDP now to give the chance to other names. And I don't want to start calling names, but in the radar, we have a few Southerners that Nigerians are calling us to give an opportunity following the exit of Atiku Abubakar for balance in their argument. I am not telling you this is the official position of the party, but I'm telling you what Nigerians are saying, which I'm sure you also are following, because you should be in the position to know even better. Now, Nigerians are admonishing PDP for the first time to do something differently.
Which is? Oh dear, we have lost that connection again. Hopefully we can get him back. You can post your comments, your thoughts and questions on our YouTube live and our Facebook live. We would like to read from you right after we get Mr. Abdullahi to respond to our question. Sorry, we lost you for a few minutes there.
Sorry, interruption by callers. You know, they like to call when you're busy. Now, we're getting a lot of persons. The sitting governor of Oyo State, one of our staunch supporters, one of our most reliable, members, one of those who kept this party alive all through and has done more than enough. He's been doing a yeoman's job in keeping the party together, even through the days when Wike was leading the G5. He was one of its integral members and active, supporters. Now, a lot of persons are saying we should promote him. First, he's young, relative to the pack that we have aspiring for the presidency in Nigeria. He's a gentleman in his 50s. Secondly, he's very, very active. Thirdly, he's intelligent and has an outstanding performance to his name over the 7 years that he has overseen the affairs of Oyo State.
Oh, gosh.
And for balance, his religion is not a factor, but a lot of persons will narrow it to say he's a Christian for balance. Now, that is one person. A lot of persons in millions are calling us to say, this is the way to go, PDP. And these people are in millions. We equally have people calling and saying that in that same arrangement, we have the former governor of Anambra State, who also ran under the platform of the Labour, talking and
but
in the position
he's part of the coalition. Are you trying to bring him back to the PDP? What makes you think he's going to believe in you, that you will not do the same thing that you did to him in 2022?
But he was a member of the PDP before he thought of going to join any coalition. And he did mention to you people that he's not in that coalition for anything other than the presidency. So he's not going to pair with anybody. So what is important for us going forward is to ensure that if he doesn't get it there, his house is here prepared for him and the bed is clean for him to come and just put himself asleep.
What makes you think that the likes of Sheyi Makinde, Governor Bala Mohammed are going to sit back and let Peter Obi waltz back into the PDP and grab the ticket for presidency? I mean, you just told us that Sheyi Makinde, there are lots of people who are saying Sheyi Makinde should also run for presidency. But I'm thinking to myself, does he have what it takes to stand against a Tinubu? I don't think so.
That's an individual opinion of yours.
Exactly, and I want you to prove me wrong.
But the parameters of measuring political competence, Sheyi Makinde has more than surpassed them. What is important is
in Oyo
State
in
the history of this
or in Nigeria.
Not just in Oyo State. What is important, we have seen people become president in this country without even governing a local government. We've seen people we've seen people emerge from nowhere to become president in this country.
Who are these people?
We've seen at least, we've seen when Abacha was going in this country, he handed over, the country to a Nigerian who never aspired for even the local government election. And so it goes to confirm to you that you don't even have to manage a political entity for you to prove your mettle. But even if you are to take the suitability of Sheyi Makinde, which is not narrowing the conversation around him, you would agree with me that he has more than what it takes, actually, to be able to do. If the characters that we have today managing our lives are sweet enough to occupy, this position as presidents, governors, ministers, and whatnot, then I don't know why a saint like Sheyi Makinde will not be more than suitable, to be able to do so. So really speaking, we will do the job properly. We will use his performance, his indices, his indicators, his outstanding track record, his seamless and incorruptible disposition to be able to sell him if he gets the ticket of the PDP.
Okay.
And the likes of Bala is another asset to the PDP. If he equally gets the ticket, we will support him. But first thing first, and I am telling you, PDP is looking at all of these options to weigh what is best for it in the time ahead.
Okay.
We are not so obsessed with who becomes the flag bearer as much as putting the house together. That is responding to your first question. Certainly, we seem to be getting the house again We've reconciled the feuding parties. National secretary issue was what took the length of time for us, and that was what actually birthed that long problem of unity in the party. And now we seem to have gone past that, like we have always done. I've told you for the umpteenth time, PDP is the Trojan, the elephant in the house. The more you look, the less you understand. If you have not studied PDP and its unpredictability, then you have not actually understood what democracy is about. There's no way you can write the chapter of democracy, in Africa without dedicating more than a passing chapter, to.
Oh dear. Okay. All right.
It's glowing base.
Okay. I want to quickly just open up the phone lines because I want to come back to you again on this whole 2027 and your messaging, because everyone's watching, and as far as they're concerned, you're not even part of the conversation for 2027. And there are those who are even wondering if at the end of the day you might be in, you might have to collaborate with the ADC, the coalition, if you really want to come against the party at the center and not lose vote, or rather break, because there are those who are also saying that what happened last year was, a reduction of the vote so that the party at the center would have more votes. If you do have a plan to deal with that, I'll ask you to talk about it just before we go. But I want to open up the phone lines because everyone's calling. 0201-277-0993, 0201-465-7190. You could join us from WhatsApp if you are listening from outside of the country. 08095975-805. On our live stream, we're on Facebook and on YouTube. 60 seconds, go straight to the point. Hello.
Hello, Maryann Okon, our own princess. Now, my question to this man is this. I thank God that they are trying to put their house in order. But the question I want to ask them, how are they going to deal with the moles in their party? The ones that are really, really the major problem, who are leaking some of the things they do to the enemy. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Pastor Ladipo. How are you going to deal with the moles in your party, especially those who are leaking all of your top secrets to the enemy, in his words?
Well, that's exactly repeating myself, what we said, or what I did mention earlier we're doing, which is cleaning the house with a committee that is in charge of discipline. One would have investigated before discipline will be carried out on them. And these committees are expected to come up with their report anytime soon. Don't forget, we have our NEC in about 3 days' time. By Thursday, we will have another NEC that will throw up, the Convention Planning Committee, which will return new set of leaders for this party. And that will rekindle faith and confidence of Nigerians in the party, because you will see a new leadership that will inspire and be able to attract, more followership for the party. Probably a changed way of doing things, or new faces on the, block and chart. And that will probably give them reasons to begin to believe that we truly are serious about what we're doing. As we speak with you, Maryann, we have 10 governors doing amazingly well in their respective states, in spite of the bashing, the intimidation, and the subtle influence of the ruling party to be able to cow them in their midst. You will agree with us, because a lot of other political parties in opposition have spoken in the same way, that they have been intimidated.
Okay, I think we lost that connection again. Maybe another incoming call. All right, while we wait for him to come back, let's go back to the phone lines. 0201-277-0993, 0201-465-7190. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Good evening, Maryann.
Yes.
It's Emmanuel. I'm speaking to you from FA. I want to disagree with your guest who said that there are people who are admonishing them, now that Atiku has gone, that it seems Atiku is the problem of the party. It's a big lie. He's speaking like a national publicity secretary, of the new PDP, G5 Governors Forum. And he said that Seyi Makinde is a saint, who will pull votes. Can he confidently say that Seyi Makinde will do better, than Atiku in the 2023 election? And again, he said it was a mistake, that Atiku didn't pick Wike, as the vice presidential candidate. of which I disagree with him. Everything is not about winning vote. Yes, winning election. Yes, it is good, that if we win that election. But like a Wike, as a vice presidential, who is a potential president of a country. No, I disagree with him. I can't have Wike, as my vice president, and I will always campaign against him. If you want to be a vice presidential candidate, or even a presidential candidate
All
in
right.
this country.
Thank you very much for calling, Emmanuel. 0201277093. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello.
Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is AK from Apapa.
Turn off your radio.
This is AK from Apapa.
All right, AK, turn off your radio and call me back, okay? Thank you very much. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, Miriam. Good evening. This is Godwin from Water.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Miriam. I just follow you. They laugh. I want to greet your guest, and again, I want to ask him one question. We all know what plays out in Rivers State, and we know that no matter what, Wike, if we will be loyal to President Tinubu. I want to ask him, if Wike refused to leave that party and decided to pay loyal to President Tinubu, what will happen to him? Will then remove him, or what will the party do to him? That's what I want to ask, because it seems that they are refusing to see the reality of the problem that they are having now.
All right. So they put a direct question to you. If he does work against the party yet again, what will you do?
I'm not sure I got that question correctly. If you would have
he says that you've seen Wike and all he's done, but that it seems that you guys are playing the ostrich as to what the real problem in the party, or who the real problem in the party is. But that if Wike actually is true to his word and works against the party in favor of President Tinubu, what would you then do?
I'm not even sure we'll get to that level with Wike in that respect. If in the days ahead, and if the committee even saves the situation by coming with its recommendation early enough, we probably would take the decisive decision, which Nigerians are waiting for us. Everybody, short of just saying he should go, Nigerians are not interested in hearing anything. Now, the implications are numerous and they are far-reaching. We can't just wake up in the morning, else we repeat what we have said was the situation in time past. Mm-hmm. So we are taking the decisions carefully to ensure that we don't throw the baby with the bath water. But if this committee comes up with the recommendation, it saves our job. But if it doesn't, I am not seeing us reaching 2027. By the end of this 2026, everything would have been clear about the position of Wike if he is truly in the PDP or in the APC. Okay. Because certainly we are getting to a level where we need to be very serious. Once we have this convention now and new leadership is in place, we'll probably be able to reconcile what the issues have been that have not been able to get addressed with this outgoing NWC, dot the I's and cross the T's, and then be able to, nip the situation in the bud. Lovely. And I'm thinking by December, by the end of this year, everything would have been very clear for Nigerians to see and appreciate the direction PDP is going.
I'll take one more call and then read some messages that are coming on our live stream. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. You have 60 seconds.
Miriam, how are you doing?
Good.
Jonathan is funny. So I didn't know that your guest said it was a mistake. I didn't pick a Wike. It's not just a mistake, it's a fraud. How is it a fraud? When they did that their primary, before their primary, they have agreed among themselves that are going to give the ticket to Southerner. And they got to their primary, and they changed everything. The man did not talk. He said, okay, let's go. They went into a room to elect among themselves who will stand as vice. Ask him, he's on his record. Wike won. They slapped him again. They not gave it to Okowa, who has not become from them. So it's a fraud on Wike. Not just in Wike State. It's a fraud, and a fraud on all of them. Because if Wike had been the vice president of that party, this APC will not sleep well. I know Wike will. He will face you till we come out of your own. So they lost a person in Wike they didn't know. They lost a person. That's what I see here.
Thank you very much for calling. I want to read some messages quickly on our live stream, and then of course I will allow Mr. Abdullahi to respond to my last question, which is obviously so someone says that Shey Makinde should not be the flag bearer, that you should give this flag bearer to Wike. That Wike has successfully sent everyone out of the party, And so he should be the one, actually, being the flag bearer of the party. Do you agree with this? And this is from Mike on YouTube Live.
What exactly was the question? I got an interrupted call.
Yeah, he was saying that Shey Makinde is not the man for the job. That since Wike has successfully, pursued everyone else of the party, you, as the PDP, should give him the party flag bearer.
Well, I'm not sure he's nursing ambition to run. He has not officially said so yet. I don't know if he is the one who has pursued anyone out of the PDP. If he is the one, then it means he has some strength within the party. And that is making it difficult for us to act like we are expected to. And then that saves all the explanation that I have been doing about saying we are trying to get the house sanitized. And probably we are doing more than enough. It appears he is the strongest person in there. Because if he is capable of sending a former vice president, the most powerful in Nigerian history, then that will answer the question. If he is equally capable of sending governors, ministers, senators, like you people would want to hear, then it tells something about him. But talking seriously, Maryann, he has been part and parcel of this struggle. He has put his neck for this party. At the time, PDP was not talking. This is the same man who was making the desired noise for the party, providing the opposition, and stood as a rallying point, even when many were cowed in the days of Buhari. In fairness to him, I am not speaking for him here. I do not appreciate his disposition presently to the PDP, and I'm against it absolutely. But that is not to suggest that you will not be fair to someone when the truth is to be told. Everybody wants to hear you, reprimand Wike, but we need to look at the genesis of the problem. Who were those persons that triggered the problem? Because those were the things he said he was going to do before we got to this point.
Okay.
And in keeping to his words, we have triggered him and he's doing exactly what he pledged he was going to do.
Okay.
He said anything other than Southern presidency, he was going to fight it, and he's fighting it.
Okay, we have to go, unfortunately. Ibrahim Abdullahi is the Deputy National Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party. Always a pleasure to have him here in the studio with us to talk to us about what's happening within the People's Democratic Party and, of course, what we should look forward to in 2027. Always a pleasure to have you, and we hope you come back soon.
Thank you so very much, Maryann. It's been a long time I'm seeing your wonderful face. Thank you, and keep doing your wonderful job.
Thank you
That's
very
an incredible
much.
one. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, Lagos, we want to thank you all for being part of the conversation. That's the show. We have to go. Don't forget, follow Nigeria Info on all of his social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Threads. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, MIMIEYO. My name is Maryann Okon. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
See, everybody with him own wahala. Every day comes with its own version of challenges. And
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.